Xiaomi has launched two new price range smartphones under the Redmi 11 Prime collection, Redmi 11 Prime 4G and Redmi 11 Prime 5G. The latter is the first smartphone in the Prime series to come with 5G network support. The 11 Prime 5G is also currently Redmi's most low-cost 5G smartphone to date. With 5G rollout around the corner in India, Redmi is hoping to target the customer base that needs to trip the next generation community barring having to spend a lot. The Redmi 11 Prime 5G comes with typical finance's 5G smartphone hardware. The business enterprise has launched its new 5G smartphone with two storage options. The base variant gives 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of interior storage and is priced at 13,999 rupees. Those who prefer the 6 GB RAM option can get it for 15,999 rupees. This specific variant affords 128 GB of inner storage. With a 1,000 rupees cut price on ICICI Bank deposit and debit card transactions, the Redmi 11 Prime 5G gets even extra low priced beginning at Rs 12,999. Redmi 11 Prime 5G in its meadow green color. Now that the price is out of the way, let's seem to be at what the Redmi 11 Prime 5G has to offer. I have used the cell phone solely for a few hours and my first impressions of it is that the telephone appears good. I have the meadow green color variant here, which virtually looks refreshing. Xiaomi has recently launched many Redmi telephones in colors of blue and white, and the addition of this inexperienced color variant does appear good. The textured back also has a matte finish, which helps hold fingerprint smudges at bay. If you are now not a fan, you can select between the chrome silver or thunder black options. The physique is made absolutely out of plastic, which is quite common for telephones in this fee range. Continuing the trend that we see in most telephones launched in 2022, the Redmi 11 Prime 5G has a flat frame design. The rear panel, though, is curved, which makes it convenient to hold. The energy button doubles as a fingerprint scanner and is located below the volume buttons on the right edge. You also get a USB Type-C port and a single speaker at the backside edge. For these who desire to join their wired earphones, there is a 3.5mm headphone jack at the top. Redmi is additionally presenting a dedicated microSD card slot, which can be found in the dual SIM slot on the left edge. Redmi 11 Prime 5G facets a plastic frame. The telephone is barely on the heavier facet at 200 grams and is additionally fairly thick at 8.9mm. Redmi has added a silicone protecting case in the box. You also get a 22.5 watts quickly charger and a USB Type-A to USB Type-C charging cable. The phone, however, helps 18 watts speedy charging only. The front of the Redmi 11 Prime 5G elements a 6.58-inch IPS LCD display. At 400 nits, the display screen is not among the brightest out there. However, I did no longer experience any problems whilst the use of it indoors. There is a water drop notch at the pinnacle of the show, but it is the thick chin at the bottom that is a lot greater noticeable. There is a single speaker setup though, which takes away from the multimedia experience. Xiaomi has introduced a layer of Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on top of the display screen for delivered safety in opposition to unintentional scratches and drops. The Redmi 11 Prime 5G also comes with a 90Hz adaptive sync display. This capacity that the screen will mechanically swap between 50, 60 and 90 Hz, depending on the on-screen content. The Redmi 11 Prime 5G is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 700 SoC, which ambitions at providing a lower-priced 5G experience. Xiaomi also states that the Redmi 11 Prime 5G helps 7 5G bands. Also, each SIM slots guide 5G. Which ability that you can have 5G services enabled on your two SIM cards. We will share extra small print about the phone's daily performance in our Redmi 11 Prime 5G review. Moving to the cameras, the Redmi 11 Prime 5G has a dual camera setup on the back. The cell phone has a 50-megapixel principal digital camera with an f/1.8 aperture, alongside with a 2-megapixel depth sensor. For selfies, there is an 8-megapixel front digicam internal. The water drop notch. Redmi 11 Prime 5G runs Android 12-based MIUI 13 out of the box. In terms of software, the Redmi 11 Prime 5G runs Android 12-based MIUI 13 out of the box. MIUI is recognized to be feature-rich but is also notorious for the bloatware that comes alongside with it. Users can uninstall most of the third-party apps. Since it is a budget offering, we do no longer assume the Redmi 11 Prime 5G to get a couple of software updates in the future, but maybe Xiaomi will shock us. We hope that the telephone receives at least Android 13 in the coming months. Xiaomi has not introduced any small print about the software program support. The Redmi 11 Prime 5G finds itself in the crowded price range smartphone segment, which includes the likes of the Moto G32, Moto G42, Rem9i 5G, Infinix Note 12, etc. While some of these phones are targeted at providing better value for money hardware with a 4G processor, others, such as the Redmi 11 Prime 5G, objectives to provide a 5G journey at a lower priced price. We will test the smartphone to see if the Redmi 11 Prime 5G is the great 5G smartphone beneath 15,000 rupees to buy in India. Stay tuned for the full review coming soon on Gadgets 360.